If you receive this, share it with a friend who is tired of waiting. Have you been in a season waiting on something good to happen and it seemed too long? So long that you started to get concerned, worried, and ended up frustrating yourself. In fact, so long that you decided to give up on that dream or that thing from God. David had similar issues long ago. In Psalm 13 verses 1 to 2, he opined, "How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me?" The voice of defeat ringing in your ear is not from God. That voice is from the enemy. The only being who cannot be defeated is Jesus. He created everything and defeated sin and death, and in the end will rule all with might, power, equity, and justice. And also importantly, Jesus has already defeated the enemy. So you need to speak back to those accusing, negative, and fatiguing thoughts that resound in your head, saying that you are done for or won't see anything good from your waiting. We get these periods of waiting almost like a test from God. You see, anything really good, in fact, anything superb and heavenly, many times won't happen in a short span, but over seasons of time. But if you are confident in God's promises, you can stay faithful and eventually see what you are hoping for. Joseph waited 13 years before his dream of being a leader turned into him being prime minister of Egypt. Between 17 and 30, he was thought to be dead, sold into slavery, accused of rape, imprisoned, and also forgotten. David waited about 15 years between being anointed by Samuel before he actually became king of Israel. Between 15 and 30, he was a shepherd boy, chosen last of 8 young men to present it to Samuel, chased by his own King Saul, faced multiple points of near death, and had to fight countless battles. Abraham waited for 25 years between the promise from God for an heir until Isaac was born. Between 75 and 100, he birthed another child. Ishmael had different family disputes, fought a few battles, and also worried that kings in the region would kill him to gain Sarah, his wife. Moses waited 40 years on the backside of a desert after being exiled to return to free his fellow Israelites from Egyptian slavery. Between 40 and 80, he killed a man in anger, got exiled, was a shepherd for his father-in-law Jethro, and when he came back and spoke to Pharaoh about freedom, was doubted multiple times during a period of 10 disastrous plagues. I hope you see the point. How long will you decide to wait? And how many issues will you be diligent to go through to see the promise that God intends for you? Or will you just simply give up at the slightest provocation? Don't allow doubt or weariness to creep in. If you start doubting, simply empower yourself with the tenets of the faith: fasting, prayer, fellowship, and ministry. If you begin to get tired, to simply rest. Ensure you're eating good food, drinking enough water, sleeping well, being around your close friends and relatives, and finding time for nature and exercise. Waiting to produce a fruitful season is inevitable. What is not predictable is that you will fight your battles and be able to complete to the next stage of your life. You decide that. And the way you make that decision is to stay committed to what God promised, even when the waiting seems ridiculously hard. Waiting is not always a defensive position. Take your time. Stay calm during rough times. and wait patiently on God's glory. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Don't linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Habakkuk 2, verse 3.